Two men journey to the bars and restaurants of Scandinavia to find amazing beers, always with the same question.
Hey, what's on tap?
It's time to find out.
We are on day 12 right now, drinking beers and singing songs.
Are we singing songs?
Well, we were, but you missed it.
Oh, I missed the opportunity. Such a golden opportunity.
But you know, I learned recently, and in all the years I've lived here, I did not know this is a thing. But Sweden has a dance around the Christmas tree songs.
Yeah.
That are very similar. That it seemed like they're just re-skinning of the dance around the maypole song.
No.
Let's just say that the one that was sung for me was very similar to the Little Frog song.
Hej tomtegubbar, slå I glasen, låt oss stiga bara.
I did not realize this was a thing. I was quite surprised. I saw a video of it, and I was just like, Swedes just never miss a chance to dance around something phallic, apparently.
Exactly. We obey it.
Yes. We do its bidding.
Yes.
All right, so what beer are we trying today? All right, Martin has selected a beer.
One of yours.
All right.
So we're not just doing, we are pulling randomly. We're not just doing every other. It's a can.
It is
I can tell that for sure. It is Bloody Red Ale, I think, from Brewhuslan. So Brewhuslan is a region of Sweden. So Brewhuslan would probably be a brewery from that region.
Yes, and this is a 6.5% red ale. And I 100% knew you would not have this one.
Now, this is true. I don't buy a lot of Brewhuslan beers, especially red ale.
So you don't buy a lot of red ales. That's really what I saw. But then, like, what was it, day 1 and 3 or whatever of the earlier beers that I brought, there was a semi-satanic theme that was going on. I thought, well, I mean, come on. Bloody Red Ale?
Exactly.
I mean, that just sounds... Red Ale, Bloody Red Ale. That's a weird name.
So what's the ABV?
6.5%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First thing I get on the nose is actually pretty nice hoppy aroma.
This smells like one of the better red ales I've ever smelled in my life. Yeah. And the look is really clean. It looks really great.
It does smell like American Imperial Red Ales from like 2010. They were very caramelly and very hoppy at the same time.
I know. Boy, I'm super excited about this one, I gotta admit. And the carbonation and the head on this thing looks really light and creamy. It's very exciting looking.
Cheers.
Let's do this. It's got a very... it's got a nice bitterness to it that I quite like.
Yeah, but it dissipates too quickly.
It does finish a little clean, a little dry.
Yeah.
But I like the upfront on this. I think the aftertaste is really. I need to try it again. I don't know the word I'm looking for. It's not like with the red ales. There's a bit of a, I would say sourness to it, but there's a bit of a citrusy note to it quite often.
Yeah.
And I get that in this. I would have thought a little bit more of the malty roastiness would be present here, but it's not.
No.
But having said that, this is really drinkable.
I get what you say when you say slightly. I get it as a slightly tannic.
Yeah.
It's not barrel aged, but a slightly tannic piece of wood kind of character.
Yeah,
so
like there's something in there that it's kind of hard to describe, but you're kind of like, yeah, there's a flavor there. It's a little sour, citrusy, not an off flavor, off-putting, but it's definitely an interesting note that I didn't expect. Right. Almost like if they had maybe used a Citra hops on this, but it doesn't.
I doubt it.
I doubt it too. It doesn't say what they did.
So have you had a lot of Brewhuslan beers?
I don't think I have. It's not. I know I've had some before, but I can't say it's many that I've had in the past.
I'm checking.
Are you
5?
I've had 5.
5 beers.
You've had 5.
I've had
All
5
right.
beers. Everything from 3.6 down to a 1.2. Ooh. With you!
Oh, that's because we had it as part of one of the Advent.
In 2021, we had their Don't Fear the Julebach.
Yeah,
That
was not a good one. That was one of the Christmas System Blog episodes.
And then I've shared with you a Brewhuslan taco beer that I gave 1.75. What did you give it? I'm curious.
I gave it
1.5. Wow.
So what you're saying is our enjoyment of Brewhuslan beers has not been particularly high.
No.
Well, this is not going to be their redemptive art day, but I'm going to give this a higher review than the 1.5.
Yeah. It's a 3.5 for me.
Yeah, I think it's like a 3.5, 3.6 kind of thing. Not quite 3.75, and I also find that's maybe probably the fault of the style. It's like I kind of wonder. We've had this discussion before, where even if you have the world's best brown ale or the world's best red ale,
it might not be a 5.
Yeah, it's still going to be hard to get a 5. It's just the weakness of the style alone. So it's kind of like I said, whenever we've learned with lagers, if you see something that comes in at like a 3.75 or a 3.8, that's going to be a really good lager.
Yes.
And you're probably going to want to try that one out. And I feel the same way about a red ale. If someone was giving me a red ale and it came in at like a 3.6, I'd be like, it's probably going to be a pretty good red ale. So I don't know what the untapped rating is for this.
Let's check it out.
But I'm gonna give this an easy 3.5. I think it's really good. It's got some nice flavors to it. It's got a nice bitterness on the aftertaste.
It has an average of 3.42.
Yeah, really, that's not a bad thing for a red ale. I've seen some other red ales with much lower ratings.
And they are from the city, village, town, whatever of Jörlanda.
Who doesn't love Jörlanda?
Classic Jörlanda.
Yeah.
Everyone knows Jörlanda.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. I like this a lot. This is one of my I think more exciting beers of the calendar, even though we both gave it a 3.5.
And then it's pretty interesting.
I do love the lemony citrus notes in there. And then they're starting to come out more. And I like the slight bitterness to it at the end, and the clean, dry finish. It's in my wheelhouse, man.
Yep.
I would say maybe a few years ago I would have really not enjoyed this beer, but my taste buds have changed in such a way that I really enjoy those.
Oh, you have
those things.
matured.
I didn't say that. I just say my taste buds have changed.
But it would have been hilarious if all of your satanic themed beers came back to back. But randomization will always mess up a good theme.
It is. And I don't know how many of those I actually got, so it'll be a surprise.
But it is the time for satanic rituals.
Well, we are celebrating the pagan holiday of
Blut.
Yes, Krampus or whatever it is that they have these days. Whatever the kids are doing.
I have no idea what. So Blut is a ritual, a ceremony. I have no idea what it's called in English.
I'm not even sure what you're saying in Swedish.
Blut, a procedure in which
kind of trailed off there, but it's a procedural in which you...
Blut are religious ceremonies in Germanic paganism that centered on the killing and offering of an animal to a particular being, typically followed by the communal cooking and eating of its meat. Old Norse sources present it as a central ritual in Old Nordic religion that was intimately connected with many wider aspects of life.
Cool.
Its large blut are often described as taking place in halls, organized by the rulers of the region who were expected to carry out the practice on behalf of the people.
I think we should definitely do that this year. We should get some sort of animal, slaughter it in the apartment courtyard, and then cook and serve it. I think that sounds like an amazing new ritual. Exactly. We should definitely bring the community together around.
I have a story that will be too long for the show, but in the year 1000, and it sounds like a joke, but a year exactly 1000 is when Iceland decided on being pagans or Christians. And they are one of the few countries in the entire world to go peacefully into Christianity.
Oh, wow.
They were 50-50 divided, the Icelandic people, and they were really close to civil war. But they had their Alting, the place where the local rulers went to discuss political matters. And they were like 50-50. And the story is that the pagan... the Christian proponent, the person who was in charge of bringing Christianity, said, we can't figure this out, so I'm going to let you, Mr. Pagan, decide everything about our future. And the pagan ruler was like, he was so taken aback by this gesture of, what? You're letting me decide? So he went home, slept for 24 hours, this is the legend, came back and said, okay, you're right. Let's introduce Christianity if you allow us to keep having Blut and a few other rule changes. And then we can go into Christianity.
So Christianity with an asterisk at the end?
Exactly. Christianity with special conditions.
Perfect.
And that allowed them to keep all of their old oral traditions and the stories and the Edda, the book of Old Norse things, is kept because they didn't need to burn them.
Okay.
Because everything went peacefully. The Christians didn't need to bash down on the pagans.
That's a pretty cool story.
So I summarized it now so we can fit it in an episode.
Perfect.
But this is it's not really a Christmas story, but it's a Christianity comes to Iceland story.
It's the ultimate Christmas story.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll wrap it up here, and we will come back on day 12.
Yay.
So, talk to you tomorrow.
No, this is day 12.
Oh, is it day 12? All right, we'll come back on day 13, or whatever day this is. I don't remember now.